free and the home of the brave. I'm a proud American from my birth to the grave. 47's the top, took a bullet for all. Didn't flinch, didn't run, still they answered the call. And we said, be tight, be tight, be tight. Officer Tatum show. Be tight, be tight, be tight. Officer Tatum show.
If you don't believe that we are in a fight today, you're sleeping under a rock. If you get hit and you lay down and you cry and you fold up in the corner, definitely you will not win the fight. We show up to win. Our culture needs a lot of you young people in here to step up and stand out. There is nothing or no principality, power, division, devil can stop us when we're united. They can only get you when you're divided. When I see the American flag, I see us progressing to something that can be awesome and great. And if you don't plan on winning games, you might as well go on today.
Ladies and gentlemen, ladies, welcome back to the Officer Tatum Show. I want to say this real quick about T-Force. Obviously, it's green, so it's freaking fading in. But T-Force, the new T-Force Advanced, I just want to warn you guys, do not take this before you go to sleep. This is meant to be taken before you work out. This is the way it operates. This is legitimate stuff. This is not some fake supplements we put together one night when I was dreaming about Jesus or something. This is legitimate formulated supplements to help you get stamina, to help you naturally build testosterone, to help you with energy. I mean, everything you can think of. This is the #1 product. And then I'm self-proclaiming it because we got to eventually prove that. But based on the ingredients that's in this product, this is the #1 product on the market for T-Boost. So when you take it, don't be playing. If you want to work out, you want to get in shape, you want to be the man that you always wanted to be, and you can also take this as for women as well. I would just suggest that you just take 1 tablet instead of the 3. If you're active, if you're going to the gym, this is for you, okay? Don't play around with it. If you mess around and take this because you're just lingering around and you think it's one of those supplements you get at GNC, you're going to be up all night flying off the handle, okay? So take this before you work at the gym. Take it with food. And I would suggest you take it as early in the day as you can so that you're not flying off the handle at nighttime, all right? And I will say this. If you feel like that you're feeling it a lot, you can reduce it down to 1 tablet. So you're supposed to take 3 per serving, but you can reduce it down to 1 serving if you feel it, because it's going to make you feel it, bro. We did everything we can to make you feel it, all right? It ain't no jokey joke. T-Force is real deal, all right? So let's get to some news here. Your boy, Arnold Schwarzenegger, I call him all sorts of niggas, but all sorts of niggas went on The View. That joke is so funny to me, and I tell it to myself every day. All right, Arnold Schwarzenegger went on to The View, and this is not what they expected. Because when you're disingenuous and out of touch with reality your whole life, and you get an actual immigrant who came here and did it the right way and accomplished so many wonderful things, had so many different accolades in the American, accomplishing the American dream, you're not going to get the cookie cutter fake response that they tell y'all to talk about. You're going to get something you ain't never heard of, or that you heard of but you want to deny. Listen to this interview. It made me, I ain't going to lie, I watched this 3 times already because it light me up to see The View get embarrassed by bringing a host on or a guest on that they were not prepared for. Roll the clip.
But you were governor already.
I was.
You can't do it again.
I'm not governor anymore.
But you are. But you know, as an immigrant yourself, you are an immigrant. You're an immigrant in this country. Yeah. Did you have a visceral reaction to what they're doing, what ICE is doing, when you see the videos of it?
Well, I tell you, you said that the immigrant. I'm so proud and happy that I was embraced by the American people like that. I mean, imagine they came over here with the age of 21, with absolutely nothing. And then to create a career like that. I mean, in no other country in the world could you do that. Yeah. Every single thing, if it's my bodybuilding career, if it's my acting career, becoming governor, the beautiful family that I've created, all of this is because of America.
That's true.
And so this is why I'm so happy to see firsthand that this is the greatest country in the world, and this is the land of opportunity. And I think because I'm such a proud American and a proud immigrant that came to America, I was asked to do, on July 4th, a big speech, the keynote speech at Mount Vernon, where George Washington was laid to rest, and where he lived and all that, to celebrate the 250th anniversary of America, the existence of America. And I will be doing the speech there. They asked me because I'm an immigrant, and there will be 7,000 some people there, and there will be people that will be sworn in and will become citizens that day.
That's great.
So it's really a great celebration. And this is what this is all about, is to celebrate people becoming Americans and coming to America and all that. And so I just think the world of the great kind of a history that we have with immigrants in America. But the key thing also is at the same time that we got to do things legal. That is the important thing, you know. So you got to do things legal, and those people that are doing illegal things.
Time out. Hold on. Pay attention. Y'all didn't see it coming. I saw it coming because I've watched it 5, 6 times now. Well, I don't say 5, 6. This will be the 4th time. Go back to right before he said that, and don't listen. Don't look at Arnold. Look at the women on The View. It's almost simultaneously they go, Sonny Holston, who's right next to Arnold, she go, and she like lean in and try to stop him from saying it. Go back a little bit and then play it.
Some people there, and there will be people that will be sworn in and will become citizens that day.
That's great.
So it's really a great celebration. And this is what this is all about, is to celebrate people becoming Americans and coming to America and all that. And so I just think the world of the great kind of a history that we have with immigrants in America. But the key thing also is at the same time that we got to do things legal. That is the important thing, you know. So
keep going.
You got to do things legal, and those people that are doing illegal things in America and that are foreigners, they are not smart. Because when you come to America, you're a guest, and you have to behave like a guest. Like when I go to someone's house and I'm a guest, then I will do everything I can to keep things clean and to make my bed and to do everything that is the right thing to do, rather than committing a crime or being abusive or something like that. So that doesn't really work in this country. So I think the important thing is when you become an immigrant, to think about, okay, I go to America because I want to use America for the great opportunities that America has in education, in jobs, creating a family, all of those kind of things. Then you have to think about, okay, if I get all of those things from America, then I have to give something back. You have a responsibility as an immigrant to give back to America and to pay back to America and to go and do something for your community for no money whatsoever. Give something back to after-school programs, Special Olympics, or whatever it is. Make this country a better place.
Don't forget, there's
Time out. So, what he just said should be a speech that they write down and they put it on a post on the wall. This is the epitome. I would say, if that's for lack of better terms, this is the model of what you expect an immigrant who love America, who's accomplished anything in America because they wanted to, It's what you expect them to say, to feel, to describe, to embody. Everything he said was perfect. Everything he said, from how much he appreciated the country, how much it meant to him to come over here to become an immigrant, doing it legally, giving back. You're not just coming to America to take. You come here, you receive benefits from America, but you also give back to this beautiful country because they've done so much for you. Nothing, that's the end of this discussion. But wait, them hamburger heifers, they got to come on there and say something to try to detract what he said because it made too much sense. Roll the clip.
90% of the people who come here are trying to do the right thing.
They're less likely to commit crimes.
And a lot of what's happening right now is people are getting snatched who shouldn't be snatched out of the country, people who have visas, people who have all those things. So we want all the right people. We don't want people who are doing bad stuff.
But they are less likely, immigrants are much less likely to commit crimes in this country than
Right.
actually American-born citizens. And the other thing I just wanted to
gotta do
say
it
is that
fast.
the
Hold on.
governor...
Look at how she's talking to this grown man who has accomplished more than she would accomplish in 400,000 lifetimes. Sonny Holston is leaning in and talking to him like he's retarded or something. For lack of better terms. Some of y'all still get offended by that word. Like he's special needs, he's on a spectrum. Let me woman-splain to this man who came here with nothing at 21 years old in 1983. That was before I was born. Mr. Olympia, I don't know how many great movies he was in. The guy's acting career, I mean, all the things he's done since he's been here. He was the governor of California. And you're going to talk to this man with gray hair on his beard, with a lifelong experiences, hundreds of millions of dollars in his bank account, and you're going to try to explain to him some mythical reality that you created last night while you were lying to your husband and concocting a racism story, that somehow immigrants are less likely to commit crimes. How do we designate the likelihood of illegal immigrants committing crimes when we don't know they're here? How we, this is what I want. Y'all got to always be mindful of this. When these nut jobs say stuff like this, you have to say, how do you calculate that? Illegal aliens are, she likes to say immigrants. They conflate immigrants because there's immigrants like Arnold Schwarzenegger who came here legally and did everything right. There's immigrants like Candace's husband who he became an American citizen and did everything right. Like some of my friends that have come here from Australia and other places, they come here to America, they do it right. Now, if you ask me, they probably are less likely to commit crimes than people in America because they can't commit a crime. Are they going to get deported? Are they going to lose their citizenship? I mean, there's all these different things, or lose their ability to become citizens, all these different things that are factors. But immigrants who do it legally are very different than people who lie, cheat, steal to get into our country. That's different. Immigrants who have social security numbers and driver's license and addresses on file are very different than somebody who come over here illegally with no social security number, no identity. Their name is one Lopez Garcia, one Lopez. They just make up names and put them out there somewhere. So what happens when they commit a crime? First of all, when you commit a crime against an illegal alien, a lot of these illegal aliens understand this. They ain't gonna call the police. Why? Because they don't want to get deported. So a lot of crimes that are committed in this underbelly society of our community or underbelly society go unreported because people do not want to contact police. So they get taken advantage of. And then when crimes are committed, how do they find people with no social security number, no identification, no nothing? If I go out and commit a crime right now and somebody go, oh, I think it was that guy that's on YouTube. Brandon Tatum. They find my date of birth, address, everywhere I used to live, my criminal record, everything pops up right there. Social security number, all that other. You go say, I think his name is one Lopez Garcia, one Lopez Perez. And then they go look him up and they like, there's 400,000 people with the same name. We have no idea who this person is. How old do you think he is? No say. They don't have no idea. So you got to say he between 20 and 38. How you going to find somebody like that? Therefore, you cannot report a number. Therefore, you cannot designate or determine who the suspect was. So therefore, you don't have an accurate number as to the propensity of violence in illegal immigrants. Come on, bring it back. I go on my rants. I promise I'm going somewhere. Roll the clip.
Governor Newsom did not ask for the National Guard to come to, the federal government to come to California. There are 9,000 local law enforcement officers in California. Did he really?
Time out.
Every president has to.
I have to debunk every little thing she say. These people are master manipulators and conflators. She said Gavin Newsom didn't request the National Guard. He doesn't have to request the National Guard according to the law. Donald Trump has a right to activate the National Guard if he see it being fit. To do what? Not against the regular citizens, but to protect the federal buildings and federal agents. That's exactly what he did. That's what had occurred. And he's 100% in his bounds to do that according to the courts. I mean, verified by the courts. Then you go off and you go, there's 9,000 officers in California. Ma'am, the National Guard is not deployed all over the state of California. They're only deployed in this one location where all these people are burning buildings and terrorizing federal agents, throwing rocks, all the videos you guys have seen. So 9,000 police officers means nothing because a police officer in San Francisco is not going to drive down to LA to patrol. A police officer in Fresno is not going to drive to LA to patrol. What are y'all? San Diego is not going to drive up to LA. So police officers in numeric form is irrelevant if we're focusing on protests and riots that are happening in LA. Okay, state police. You got state police, you got forest police, you got airport police, you got LAPD, you got LA County Sheriff, you got so many different agencies. So if you make it a functionality of what is actually deployable, you have a substantially less number. And every police officer that's works for the police department isn't on duty at the same time. Some people are working Monday through Thursday, or I don't know how they do it. We did 410s. Monday through Thursday, Thursday through Tuesday, or whatever the case may be, if my math is right. Some people are working a day shift. Some work the mid shift. Some work late swing. Some work overnight. 9,000 don't mean you have 9,000 available people at the same time. It's so disingenuous to me that it's, I don't know. Roll the clip.
I mean, look, this is a whole other issue because remember, the National Guard is under the governor's supervision.
That's right.
Yeah.
But, like, for instance, when the National Guard was sent to Iraq during the Iraqi war, I was not the one that said, oh, yeah, go to Iraq. The Bush administration came and said, we need those people.
They came to you.
They came to you. And we need the resources.
Yeah.
We need the equipment.
Yeah.
We need the weapons. We need the vehicles to ship to Iraq.
Yeah.
And then they ship
It's the
to Iraq.
coordination.
It's the
That's why I
coordination.
say it is very important
Stop.
that we.
This is the end of the clip anyway. Stop. This dumb lady on the end and all the rest of it's the coordination. It's the coordination. Gavin Newsom, Karen Bass have all said they're not cooperating with the federal government. They are not cooperating with ICE. They're not cooperating with the federal government. They have put in their legislation that local law enforcement shall not assist federal agents in immigration enforcement. They have declared themselves to be a sanctuary state. They have said over and over, we will not support the federal government. So what kind of coordination do you think is going to occur if Trump is saying, you guys are watching him throw rocks at ICE agents. You have said you're not going to support us. Why am I asking you for National Guard support? You're going to say no because you said you're not going to work with us. Why should he act? They don't bring that part up. That's why Trump unilaterally said, which he has the right to do, I'm going to deploy the National Guard in the capacity to protect the federal buildings and to protect federal agents executing federal business. It's not rocket science. All right, anyway, I'm glad that Arnold Schwarzenegger went on there and spanked them women like they deserve, and I'm not talking about it in a good way. All right, let's go on to the next one. Is this Alex Padilla? I'm shocked that these people are so good at manipulating. Like, I couldn't make myself cry in a fake speech that I wrote about a fake incident that occurred. Now, y'all see what's happening to him while I'm talking, right? He goes into a meeting, unannounced, unverified, out of protocol, rush the podium. They take him in the hallway, and this happens. Get on your knees. They detain him. And I want you to see the manipulation in full effect. We saw the totality of what happened to him. No serious use of force. He didn't get bludgeoned by anybody. No pepper spray, no taser, no excessive force. None of that happened to him. They asked him to leave. He refused to leave. So they begin to push him out gently. Nobody struck him. Nobody did anything. He gets put in handcuffs and taken out of the building. Now, I want you to listen to what Padilla, look how close he got to the podium. I want you to listen to what Padilla is saying about this incident. And you tell me that this is not weaponized empathy in a theater put on by Democrats. Roll the clip.
So last week, when I heard something so blatantly un-American from the Secretary of Homeland Security, a cabinet official, of course I was compelled, both as a senator and as an American, to speak up. But before I could even get out my question, I was physically and aggressively forced out of the room, even as I repeatedly announced I was a United States Senator and I had a question for the Secretary. And even as the National Guardsman and the FBI agent who served as my escorts and brought me into that press briefing room stood by, silently, knowing full well who I was.
Hold the clip. Because, dummy, when you go in there and act a fool, they can't help you. Nobody cares that you're a senator, a congress member. It does not matter. You can't go somewhere and press somebody at a press conference. You go run to the front and ask your question while she's speaking. You didn't wait. He could have waited. He could have went up there and be like, yeah, I'm Senator so-and-so or whatever. What was he, a senator or congressman? I'm so-and-so. I would like to ask a question when y'all ready. Let me get right in here. Okay, can I get right in here? Okay, as soon as he's done. When the press corps come out, I'd like to ask the first question. Okay, he in there. She's done. She opened up for questions. Alex Padilla could have been like, ma'am, what did you say this and this and this and why this? He didn't do that. They escorted him in for him to participate like a regular person, and he bum rushed the front and screams and then he get kicked out and play the victim. Roll the clip.
You've seen the video.
Yeah, we saw the video.
I was pushed and pulled, struggled to maintain my balance.
Watch him. Watch him. Cry like a little.
I was forced to the ground.
Oh.
First on my knees, and then flat on my chest. And as I was handcuffed and marched down a hallway. Repeatedly asking, why am I being detained? Not once did they tell me why.
Why do you think you were being detained?
I pray you never have a moment like this. But I will tell you, in that moment, a lot of questions came to my mind.
What questions, buddy?
First of all, where are they taking me?
Oh, where they taking
Because
you?
I know I'm not just being escorted out of the building.
Where they gonna take you?
Am I being arrested here?
You should be.
What will a city already on edge from being militarized think when they see their United States senator being handcuffed just for trying to ask a question?
Time out. We know that's not what happened. You weren't just trying to ask a question. That's like them saying the kid was shot just jogging down the road. He driving while black. What you guys are missing an incredible amount of context. You weren't arrested because you were just asking a question, because if you were, then every single reporter in there would have been arrested for just asking a question. Right? Why? If questioning the regime, then how enough would they have a whole press corps in that same building asking questions? Many of them probably asked the same question you're trying to ask, but they did it the right way. But it's a regime, and you just got arrested just for asking a question. But nobody else in a 40, 60 person press corps got arrested for asking the same questions. Roll it, bro. Can't stand these people.
And what will my wife think? What will our boys think? And I also remember asking myself, if this aggressive escalation is the result of someone speaking up against the abuses and overreach of the Trump administration, was it really worth it?
You speaking up right now.
But colleagues, how many Americans in our nation's history have marched, have protested, have shed blood, even lost their lives to protect our rights? How many Americans have served in wars overseas to protect our freedoms here at home? And how many Americans in the year 2025 see a vindictive president on a tour of retribution, unrestrained by the majority of this separate and co-equal branch of government?
Hold on. Do we realize, that's the end of the clip, do we realize that he's talking about illegal immigration here? He's not talking about civil rights and protections for American citizens. He's not talking about anything that has to do with anybody in this country or citizens or anything like that that's protected in the Constitution. This dude is talking about illegal aliens. He's not talking about legal immigrants. He's not talking about immigrants that are seeking asylum. He's not talking about immigrants that actually went to court and followed up with their asylum court hearing. He's not talking about anything like that, bro. He's not talking about anything. He's not talking about the fact that Donald Trump and ICE is enforcing something that's not in the law book. He's not talking about them violating the law because they're abiding by the law. These people are grandstanding about illegal immigrants. They're not fighting for immigrants. They're not fighting for you if you did it the right way. They're not fighting for you if you got your visa like you're supposed to. They're not fighting for you if you're contributing to the United States of America and you're trying to go to that next step. They're not fighting for you. And let me tell you something else. They're not fighting for you if you're illegal, if it was under the Biden administration or the Obama administration. They wasn't fighting for you then. Where's Padilla crying when 3 million illegals were deported under Obama? Where was Padilla then? Where were the Democrats then? Where were they crying when Obama said, I'm going to deport all of y'all? Don't come over here illegally. It's wrong. It's not right. You got to do it the right way. Do I need to put the clip on there? I don't need it. Where were they at then? If these people were consistent, if Padilla was crying and lashing out since 2008, then I at least can listen to him. Bro, you haven't said nothing. Y'all haven't done nothing. There has been no Kings protest. Nobody's complaining and bickering. when our country was being invaded. All right, that's enough of that. I could go down the rabbit hole. No, botany boy. Padilla's a botany boy. A fussy guy. All right, let's go on to the activists, which is one of the funnest things that I've seen this year. Is you cowardice nut jobs think that you're gonna go over and y'all living freedom, in my opinion, is a problem to some people. Me, Trent, Nick, Josh, in there, we all enjoy freedom. We all take advantage of freedom in a good way. Some people are so stupid that they don't understand the freedoms in America because the freedoms in America don't exist anywhere else. And these nutty protests decide that they're going to go through Egypt to show solidarity with Palestine, which is a fake made-up place that don't even exist. Palestine, free Palestine. And they went over there. And Dana Loesch pretty much told what it was, wrote a clip.
I don't know if you saw what happened over the weekend, but there were a bunch of peaceniks and hippies and pro-Hamas wannabe Gazans that marched to the border in Rafah, because Egypt has a giant multi-level wall at the border of Gaza. You want to talk about walls? Egypt doesn't just have one wall. Egypt has layers of walls, barbed wire, and snipers in towers at the Rafah border. And what happened was these protesters and these wannabe Gaza Hamas simps, they decided to approach the border, and the Egyptian police beat the hell out of them. They thought that they were going to do what they are doing in California and just push through and go on, and that was not happening. Egypt's military wasn't allowing it. The police and their border control at the Rafah crossing weren't allowing it. They beat and detained every single one of those people that tried to pull Greta von Thunberg and cross over into Gaza. It wasn't happening.
I love that she said that. Over 200 foreign activists were detained. They came from Canada, France, Norway, Spain, U.S., UK, other places in Europe and African countries. And they decide they're going to come through there to give humanitarian aid or protest the blockade that they claim that Gaza or Israel is doing, blocking food. These people are so stupid. And they decided that they're going to plan a 50-kilometer protest march from El Arish. I'm saying this wrong because I'm from America, okay? And I'm from Stop 6, okay? To Rafah Crossing. The event was part of a broader movement involving international convoys with participants from 40 different countries, like I had mentioned. Many activists enter Egypt on tourist visas, but plan to join the protest like idiots. And many of them complained, I wrote this down, of being blindfolded, physically assaulted, held for hours or even days. And all 400 to 500 of them were deported. And y'all crying, we let 20 million people in our country, and y'all crying about deporting the criminals that's murdering people. Man, every single one of you weenies that went over there and did that got deported. Just like you deserve. Stop playing. But you know what? I love this, though. Go to Gaza. Like Thunberg. And get on a boat, on a yacht that somebody paid for. When what they did was they took him and dropped him off somewhere. They only got on the yacht for 30 minutes. Went up there and got bludgeoned. Shipped them back. And they claim they got kidnapped by Israeli occupancy or whatever they call it. And they put on they gave them food and water and put them on an airplane. I wish they would beat the out of these people. This is not what I want to happen. This is what I wouldn't be shocked if it did happen. If Greta Thunberg went over there and they put her in a cave and they did all kind of stuff to her, had her in there for 3 months, she was starving and they were taking turns running through her. That's what will happen to you if you went through Gaza. You want to bet me? They don't care about you. They don't care about their citizens. They nasty, freaky, horny, raping women, doing stuff. You go over there if you want to. Go. Go to Gaza and see how long you last in Gaza. Go over there and go kiss your boyfriend in Gaza and see what happened to you. Head be rolling down the street with dirt on it. Or you be like this, flying out of a building. Go ahead. Go get you and your boyfriend. I'll pay for y'all to go over there. I just need video footage of what's going to happen to you. So it can go viral. Go ahead. Go over there. You and non-binary Cindy, or they, them, go over there and I want you a boy and you a boy kiss each other over there and see what happened to you. Go do a pride parade. Go and do that and take your breasts out, shake them like this, let the dudes walk around with their weenie hanging out like they do in America in a Speedo in front of little kids. Go do that in Gaza. And you're gonna turn into a terrorist highlight tape. You're gonna be on a propaganda tape that they send to people that they brainwash. What do they call it? I won't say they compromise people. What do they do? Not indoctrinate. What do they do to people? I can't think of the name. Somebody in the chat can help me with this. They only indoctrinate people, but they radicalize. You know them little videos that they send people to radicalize and get them to join Islam? You're going to be on a highlight tape. They're going to be cutting your head off. That's what's going to happen to you. Getting people hyped on a hype tape. Quit being stupid all the time. I wish people would stop being stupid. You're an adult. You're grown. You got the internet. You got books. You can go to the library. You can go buy books on Amazon. Go read something. Quit being stupid all the time. And it's a plethora of information on the internet. Go to YouTube right now. Go look up videos. You don't have to believe everything you read, but you can at least get some information from somewhere. The Israelis are occupying. Occupying? It's a open air prison. An open air prison? What are you talking about? The Palestinians don't have no rights in Israel. I was in Jerusalem. I was shocked to see all the Muslims doing the Buddha stuff and going on, put their face on the ground. There's an alarm that goes off in Jerusalem where they go and pray 3 times or 4 times a day or whatever they're doing over the whole city. And they going, Allah Akbar, Allah Akbar. I say, I thought I was in Jerusalem. Where Jesus and them was at. What are they doing here? They everywhere. Then you go, the Temple Mount. They got a mosque. It's a mosque up there. I said, what am I looking at? And the Jews are down there crying on this wall. And they up on the top, daring a Jew to come up there. In Jerusalem. In the holy city of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And King David and them. You know how crazy that is? To me. Now, everybody else may think it's normal. Show me where they treating these Muslims. And these people working alongside. When we went to Tiberias, we went to the hotel up there, the Muslims were in there too. And when it was Shabbat, the Muslims were working and the Jews weren't at home. And then when the Muslims had that thing, the Muslims were out and the Jews were working. And the open air prison is occupied. Look at the Bible. There was a promised land. Promised to Abraham and his descendants. Where is that land at? It's Israel. What are we talking about here? God had promised his people that land. And I think as Christians, we should be in conjunction with saying, the Jewish people deserve to have this land like it was promised to them in the Bible. I don't want to be on the side of trying to avoid that, trying not to let that come to fruition. I don't want to be on the bad side of our Lord. I don't want to be on the wrong side. I want to be on the side where the prophetic in the Bible says this, and I'm finding myself on that side. Because you keep playing, God is going to uphold his promise whether you like it or not. God is going to make sure they are stable, whether you like it or not. God is going to make sure they control that land as was promised to Abraham, whether you like it, whether you love it, whether you want some more of it. It don't matter. Keep playing. And you're going to be on the wrong side of what God had ordained already. I'm just throwing it out there. You can put it, I could show you some scriptures. They got it right here in the scripture. I put some scriptures. I had some scriptures playing for the live stream. I could put some scriptures in there. Maybe I had to take you through a whole Bible study. In the Bible, it articulates clearly the geographical location of what was promised to Abraham. And just because the people who were Jewish then and the descendants of Abraham fell away, don't mean that the promise is somehow changes. And God dang it, I wish people would read the Bible. Go look at the book of Romans. Go look at Romans 9, 10, and 11. Some of you Christians are using that for your own stuff. That ain't got nothing to do with you. Romans 9, 10, and 11. Romans 10 and 9 that y'all like to use. What does it say? The first sentence of Romans 10 says, it is my will that Israel, hold on, let me read it real quick. We just broke the chair over there. Leaning like a cholo over there and broke the chair. All right, let's see. Let's go to Romans 10. Let's go to Romans 10, the first. Brother, my heart's desire and prayer to God for them is that they may be saved. For I bear them witness that they have a zeal of God, but not according to the knowledge. And this is the translation in the ESV. In the King James and other translations, it says, my desire is for Israel, that they may be saved. If you look at the title, Israel's unbelief, if you go up to Romans 9 and 30, or 9 chapter 29, verse 30, Israel's unbelief. This is all talking about Israel. Chapters 9, 10, and 11. God's everlasting love for Israel. God's sovereign choice. Keep going. The message of salvation. The remnant of Israel. That's Romans 10. That's Romans 11 is the start of Romans 11. Chapters 9, 10, and 11 are addressing the prophecy of how God is going to save his chosen people. Oh. Let's move on because I got to interview somebody in a minute. Let's go to Israel War Update, and then we're going to go to Caitlin Clark, okay? So let's play clip 3, and then we'll go to clip 4. Roll the clip.
And we are just getting this in and want to bring it to you. It is the president's latest Truth Social. We now have complete and total control of the skies over Iran. We have complete control. Iran had good sky trackers and other defensive equipment, and plenty of it, but it doesn't compare to American-made, conceived, and manufactured stuff, he says. Nobody does it better than the good old USA. From the President of the United States moments ago. All eyes are on him in the White House right now and what the next moves in the conflict will be as it's starting to escalate again and again in the Middle East. New video showing a series of Israeli airstrikes across western Iran. And perhaps that's exactly what President Trump was talking about, controlling that airspace. Those Israeli strikes have taken out dozens of missile launch sites and radars that are spread across the western region there. This is outnumbered. I'm Harris Faulkner here with my co-hosts Kayleigh McEnany and Emily Compagno. Also joining us today, Molly Hemingway, Fox News contributor, and Griff Jenkins, Fox News national correspondent. First, though, let's go to senior correspondent Mike Tobin, who is in Tel Aviv for the latest there. Mike, just reading that Truth Social from the president talking about that control in the skies now over Iran and those particular areas that we've been watching.
And what he's talking about is the fact that the Israeli fighter jets have been able to do what they want in Iranian airspace. They've been busy over western Iran today. Israel says that they took out dozens of surface-to-surface missiles. Those are the kind of things that Iran has been firing here in the direction of Tel Aviv and greater Israel. They also claim that they have taken out surface-to-air missiles and radar installations. The Israelis, in line with what President Trump is saying, have said that they have degraded the Iranian air defenses to such an extent that they have air superiority, meaning they can do whatever they want in Iranian airspace. And Israel's defense minister says more significant targets in Iran will be struck today, and maybe we'll learn about those in the coming hours. He also warned the Grand Ayatollah Ali Khamenei that if he continues to fire missiles at Israel, he could very well meet the same fate as Saddam Hussein.
I warn the Iranian dictator from continuing to commit war crimes, firing missiles at Israeli citizens. He should remember what happened to the dictator in the country neighboring Iran, who took this path against the state of Israel.
Now, let me say this. Can I just speak to this real quick? The people that criticize Israel, I'm okay with it. Please, I want to hear your critiques. But you can tell when their arguments are disingenuous when they never criticize the other side. Israel is going and strategically attacking military facilities, places where they are making drones. I mean, they're making they had drones. They attacked some of those. Some of the drone technology, some of the missile bases, some of their areas where they're doing things they're not supposed to be doing as it relates to getting a nuclear weapon, all that stuff. They're attacking these facilities. They are shooting indiscriminate bombs into to kill all the random people that's in Israel. So when you go off and say Israel shouldn't have did this, but they're attacking facilities, attack Israeli facilities. No, they're trying to kill every random citizens. So when you hear people argue, this is how you know if they had a good faith argument. They're going to address the issues, what Iran is doing, what they have been doing, the things that they have said, the fact that other leaders, like in Saudi Arabia, do not consider Iran to be a friend of theirs. They're not partners with these people are radicalized. You'll hear them talk about both. But if they are not acting in good faith, you only will hear them criticize Israel. Let's go to this. Will Chamberlain. We don't have this, but I'm gonna read it off this paper. I thought this was so brilliant what this guy said about Donald Trump. And you can find this on his X account, it looks like. But he said one thing that should be obviously, and this is related to everybody that's like, we're gonna go to World War III. It's gonna be World War III. The world is over. Donald Trump has betrayed us. Donald Trump used to be America first. I read what he said here and I was like, why do people go to the extreme? It's like they can't wait for a reason to not like Trump. One thing this is what he said, quote, one thing that should be obvious about President Donald Trump's approach to use of force is that he is perfectly happy with striking his adversaries, but he's not willing to get bogged down in regime change and spreading democracy, quote unquote, right? Spreading democracy. He said in the first term, he struck Assad, destroying ISIS, assassinated Soleimani. This term, he has already struck Yemen. Every time panics, or he call them panicans. I guess he's saying Republicans that are panicans have said he's going to get us bogged down in another regime change war. Here comes World War III. It never happens. Trump is still the same guy that told Jeb Bush to his face that his brother lied to get us into Iraq. He's the guy who broke with the otherwise unanimous Republicans' consensus and criticized regime change. If you're betting on anything different, here you're being silly. Strikes are very likely coming. I wouldn't want to be in Tehran right now, but the end result will not be a waste of American blood and treason or American blood and treasures. We elected a guy for a reason. let me clarify that because y'all know I can't read that good. Essentially what he's saying is that it's not odd or awkward that Donald Trump will make strategic moves or strikes or eliminate individuals who are causing ruckuses, but he's not going to endeavor an endless war. And then you go back and look, he killed Soleimani, and they said, I put my life on this. They said, we're going to get into World War III because he went and bombed the top people. I think the second in command in Iran. Way back then, Soleimani and them blew him up on the side of the road. I think he called him chopped beef or something. We were going to World War III. It didn't happen. Trump is not interested in regime change. But he will make a strike if it's necessary to benefit the American people. And these people that scream World War III, they try to act as if Trump has never done anything militarily. That he will not do anything militarily. He literally tell them to park the jets. We're not going to do nothing. This is how they kind of present this thing. Forgetting that Donald Trump has already bombed in Yemen this year. What are we saying? I elected Donald Trump to do what is right for America. And I trust his judgment and wisdom. This time around, I think he's better than he was the first time. I trust his judgment. I do not think, because this is what happens to people. I'm going to tell y'all this, and it all to me comes from hating Jews. And maybe not all of them, but a lot of it seems like it's got something to do with Israel. Because Donald Trump is not perfect. And I did not vote for him to be perfect. I voted for him to do the right thing in good faith. I am not present in war room meetings, what they call it, in none of these. I don't talk to the generals. I'm not in any of these meetings. And so therefore, I believe that Donald Trump is the best person to make the decisions that need to be made on behalf of the American people. So when he's in these rooms, and he decided he's talked to Iran. He's had negotiations. He's talked to Benjamin Netanyahu. He's been all around the world in areas and conversations that I have never been in. So if he make a decision to say everybody needs to flee to Iran, and we told him to stop. If he says that, I trust him because I voted for the man. But the problem what people do is they want the man to do everything they want to do, and if he deviate any degree, he's a wash. I don't think Donald Trump is trying to get us in no wars. And the reason people say he's trying to get us in the wars, even though he said he wasn't, is because the same people that think we're beholden to Israel. I don't think we're beholden to Israel. They're our ally. We do work together. What are we talking about? I think we use Israel proxy to do what we're doing. We don't. We give them hundreds of billions of dollars in military aid. You think we're not telling them, we'll back you, go over there and do that. The United States is taking the defensive. What? We gave them some equipment to use over there. We using them too. Just like Iran used Hezbollah, just like they use Hamas, they got their people they using too. And we use our people strategically. We work with Israel to control the region. And that they do. You think we give them all that money for military to do nothing? Just because we're Zionist. We want to give them enough equipment to destroy the United States of America. What sense does that make? I bet you $1 million Donald Trump knew or had reason to know that they were going to attack Iran. Iran not having nuclear capabilities is beneficial to America as well, and the rest of our allies in the region. But Israel is the closest. We don't have to fly and get involved. Oh, we had no idea they were doing that. Oh, wow, they won. Oh, okay. Oh, you hit one of our planes. All right. Boom, 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 boom. What do you think about this for a minute? They go undetected, bomb these facilities, and we take a defensive. Oh, we're defending our assets in the region. Really? No, we're prepared to, if it get jiggy, we finna get jiggy. That's what we're doing. And do you think that our military, think about this for a minute, y'all, and then I got to move on. I want to talk about Caitlin Clark. Do you think our military is telling you what we finna do? You think they're on TV saying, everybody get out of Tehran. Hey, Iran, just so you know, bro, we're gonna drop a bomb over there. Because I said it on X. Bro, we already have it all planned out before anybody say anything about anything. How do you think this country has been surviving for over 200 plus years? Because we're stupid this year. And our military personnel don't know what they're doing. And we just willy-nilly. Trump wrote a tweet and they're going to move because Donald Trump wrote a tweet. We ain't stupid, man. We know what we're doing. We already 3, 4, 5 steps ahead of people militarily. We got the greatest intelligence, the greatest military on planet Earth. And y'all think we stupid enough to not be, we don't know what Israel's going to do. I didn't know they were going to do that. Netanyahu, you didn't tell me you're going to bomb Iran. You didn't tell me you're going to bomb their nuclear facility. We had no idea. Now we're going to go to war. We had no idea we're getting ready to go to war. Man, don't be silly like that. If we operated like that, even as dumb as Biden was, we have people in the military that know what they're doing. If we operated like that, we wouldn't be a country. We wouldn't have been a country like 2 wars ago. We know what we're doing, man. We got all kind of stuff that they don't tell the public. They deceive. Our country be lying to us too. They know but they got their stuff handled. I voted for the man because I trust him to make decisions in crucial situations. I'm not gonna back down because he didn't do exactly what I wanted him to do. He haven't done exactly what he said he's gonna do with the economy either. But we know it's a work in progress. He's acting in good faith. I think he's gonna get to a solution. And if he doesn't, he gave a good effort that nobody else was willing to give. All right, I want to do this Caitlin Clark video real quick because I just had to talk about Caitlin Clark. We jump right on it. Show the highlight tape, baby. Roll it.
Caitlin Clark did not miss a step after being sidelined for 5 games with a quad injury. Are you serious, Caitlin Clark? You'll see why I'm saying that. Let's start you off late in the first quarter. Clark drives.
Watch out.
Gets inside, gets the and one layup to go. Fever cut it to 6 after the made.
Come on, hit it from the.
It was all CC at the 33 feet. You know it's good. She's
forget the 3-point line.
Bring it up the court. 27 feet. That's easy money.
Watch out, girl. What y'all doing?
From 31 feet. It's good. Clark with 9 points in 42 seconds. Yes, you heard that right. Fever climbed back.
They mad at that white girl, boy.
24 apiece.
Come on, watch out. Watch out, Shawty.
Pulls up. Nails a triple over Breonna Stewart. Look at them having some
fun. She had the
line. Their Fever up by 4 under 3 minutes
left. Forget the 3-point line.
Clark, you know what's going in. 25 points and a half in her WNBA career, the most in her WNBA career so far. Third quarter, Liberty up by 1. Sabrina Ionescu gives it up, gets it back, does this. 34 points out of Sabrina. Liberty trying to come back in this one. Later in the quarter, Clark gets to Lexi Hull, who finds Aaliyah Boston for the layup. Fever back on top. Next Fever possession. Clark dishes to Boston. Fakes the pass.
Look at that assist. Watch out. Angel Reese could never do that.
It's good. Coming up all Fever. Boston again. Hands it off to Clark. The 3 is a good. I mean, this is what Caitlin Clark does. Clark would later hit 2 free throws on a 19-0 Fever run. Clark dribbling around defenders. Dishes it to Mitchell in the corner.
Nice pass. Hit him, girl.
Come on. Kansas 3. Caitlin Clark with 32 points, 9 assists, and 8 rebounds. Here's Clark on her return.
I feel good. I thought my rotations were good. Steph got me a couple of breathers. But I feel strong. I felt good. I thought we played a good game. Thought there was a lot we can still improve on, which is really positive for us. But that's how the Fever are supposed to play basketball. Up-tempo, unselfish, working for your teammates. So really proud of our group.
Caitlin Clark scored 32 points and assisted on 22 more Saturday, marking her 9th career game with 50 points scored or assisted on, already the 2nd most in WNBA history, just 1 behind Diana Taurasi. Taurasi played 565 career regular season games. Saturday was Clark's 45th, meaning that she's done this in 20% of her games.
Hold on.
32 points, 8
Hold
rebounds,
on.
and
I just want to throw it out there, and I got to get to an interview here in a second, but I just want to throw it out there. Like, stop playing with this girl. And I'm telling you, the only reason Caitlin Clark isn't have statues in the WNBA right now because she's white. It was dominated by black women in a black league that they want to mirror the NBA. But unfortunately, them white girls, they got an extra, they got an extra 3-point finger or something. Because this girl has done 565 games. She only played 45 games, and she's 1 away from tying the WNBA record. WNBA record. This is her second season. And you put the numbers together, that's like 10 seasons. That girl did it in 10 seasons. That means she had 1 a season. Caitlin Clark is, when Caitlin Clark gets to 10 seasons, she's going to have 100 of these. And y'all can't get a girl her roses. Now, I don't like the fact that she be getting woke because she don't want all these lesbians to be mad at her. But at the end of the day, is the woman putting in the work, she's putting in the work. And I wish she was black so nobody be talking bad about it. And she could have a great career and everybody kiss her butt. If she was black, we wouldn't be talking. They'd call her Jesus Christ incarnated. Maybe Mother Mary. They'd be calling her Mother Mary if she was a black lesbian. But since she's not, and she's not really a girly girl until she dress up, she kind of look cute. But outside of that, she ain't married to another woman. She a threat. Because what happens is, let me say this. I feel like I have wisdom and insight into stuff. What the truth is that they feel that you have to be a tomboy or you have to be masculine. And if you're athletic, you have to be black to be able to dominate in the WNBA. Because historically, pretty girls don't play basketball. Historically. Now, I think things have changed in the last 15 years. But historically, to be in a male-like sport, you got to be ugly. You got to dress, you got to kiss girls, and you got to do all this stuff because that's what make a real WNBA. You get a girl who kind of cute. She's still feminine. She's not black. And she whooping heads. She got a great attitude. She's professional, a team player, decorum. You don't got to be ghetto and flashy and doing all that. She's everything that they said that you could not be in order to be successful. That's why they hate her. That's why they don't know why they don't like her on the inside. They wish that Angel Reese was this. That's their poster child. That's their ghetto superstar. Caitlin Clark is hitting the threes and going and being a regular person. Down to earth. She seemed like a cool chick. She ain't got a chip on her shoulder, running around. She just hitting threes. And I'm glad that she's doing it because you cannot deny her success. Let me just give these stats real quick because I got to get to another interview. TV ratings are up 300% since Caitlin Clark entered the league. Her games averaged 1.2 million viewers. Her return game peaked at 2.8 million viewers on ABC, one of the highest ever. This is in the middle of a random game in the season. She's featured nearly half of the most watched WNBA games, period. And I would argue that she brought a lot of attention to the league in and of itself, not just her. Clark is responsible for 26% of all WNBA economic activity. She's expected to help drive $875 million to $1 billion in 2025 revenue. The Fever's franchise value jumped from $900 million to $340 million. Oh my God, they need to pay this girl. Forget that little salary they paying her. She need to get NBA money. Can I be real with y'all? If somebody say they need to get paid like the men, Caitlin Clark need to get paid like the men. When your franchise go from a value of $90 million to $340 million, somebody need to give you a raise, which they probably will. When you account for 26% of the economy of the WNBA as one player, pay this woman. Somebody pay this woman. It's some more stats, but I got to run. Anyway, I love you guys. I appreciate you watching the show. Make sure you get some T-Force and be prepared when you take T-Force because it's the real deal, Holyfield. Also get you some energy drink. I think I got it up here, but it's green, so you can't see it. So get you some Shenergy day and night. I'm telling you right now, go look at the reviews. I can't make this stuff up. I was nervous. I was like, man, I hope to God everybody feel exactly what we made it to make you feel like. But go look at the reviews. I honestly believe this with my whole heart. If the day works for you and the night works for you, you take that for a week, your life will change. If it's the first time in your life you got good sleep, first time in your life you've had clean, good energy that's not going to cause you to have a stroke, you do that. You take Shenergy night and day for a week straight. Just do 5 days straight. It'll change your life. It will change your life. All right. Anyway, love you guys. See you on the next one. I got to do an interview. Peace.
Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.